And there she is.
Hello
Let's
everyone
welcome,
in
ladies and
Bangladesh. My
gentlemen.
name is Danit Peleg and I'm so excited to join you today. Even though it's through using this incredible technology, I'm still happy to be part of your conference and I hope you're having a great day. Today I would love to talk with you about how I see the future of fashion and how 3D printed might be part of our life. So to start, I would love to show you a short video that summarizes my project and we'll move from there.
My name is Danit Peleg. I've just graduated from Shankar College of Design. I wanted to create a ready-to-wear collection printed entirely at home using printers that anyone can get. I've spent the past year searching for the best solution. I worked with leading experts in the field. I really like the result. It looks a little bit like lace. And it moves beautifully. Just imagine the potential. If you're called to print your own jacket, traveling with no luggage, just print your clothes in the hotel room. Will we soon be able to design, share, and print our own clothes directly from home?
So we produced this movie with a very low budget. One of my friends was the videographer and the other one was actually the photographer. And honestly, we expected at least for 100,000 views, but we were completely wrong. The video went really viral and got something like 5 million views in just a few weeks. And the collection wasn't only viral on Facebook, it also got tons of press all over the world. I was also invited to speak at TED in New York, and that talk was watched by over 1 million people and been translated to more than 40 languages. That's really showed me the curiosity that people have around 3D printed fashion. And a few weeks after I gave my talk, I got a very interesting proposal from the Olympic Committee that organizing the ceremony for Rio 2016. They saw my collection and they wanted to see if it's possible for me to design and print a new dress for a special segment at the Paralympic opening ceremony. After 7 months of working on this dress, the dress was worn by Amy Purdy, an amazing dancer, and she's also a double-leg amputee. And she danced with a KUKA robot in a beautiful 4-minute segment. So she was dancing with her high-tech prosthetics with a robot partner wearing a dress that's made by a robot because 3D printer is also a sort of a robot. And it was all about humans and technology because anyways, this is what the Paralympics is mostly about. I was so excited that hundreds of millions of people watched my dress in action. But when I tell people that this dress is 3D printed, this is the look I usually get. So I hope that this is not how you feel when it comes to 3D printing. But if yes, it's totally okay. And today, in this short time that we have, we'll try to change that. So I would love to talk with you about why and how I 3D printed an entire fashion collection from my home. For my senior collection at Shankar, a fashion design school, I decided to try and 3D print, instead of sewing, my thesis project. The problem was that I barely knew anything about 3D printing, and I had only 9 months to figure out how to print 5 fashionable looks. I always felt most creative when I worked from home. I loved experimenting with new materials, and I always tried to develop new techniques to make the most unique textiles for my fashion projects. I loved going to old factories and weird stores in search of leftovers, of strange powders and weird materials, and then bring them home to experiment on. Yes, so as you can probably imagine, my roommate didn't like that at all. And I decided that I won't bring more weird materials to my house, and I decided to move on working with big machines. Once they didn't fit in my living rooms. I love the exact and the custom work I can do with all kind of fashion technologies like knitting machines, laser cutting, and silk printing. One summer break, I came to New York for an internship at a fashion house in Chinatown. We worked on this collection. It was really innovative and had 2 dresses printed in 3D. They were amazing, like you can see in the photo, but I had a few issues with them. They were made from hard plastics, and that's why they were very, very breakable. The models couldn't sit with them, and they even got scratched from the plastics on their arms. With 3D printing, the designers had so much freedom, make the dresses look exactly like they wanted, but still, they were very dependent on these big and expensive industrial printers that were located in a lab far from their studio, far away in Belgium. Later that year, a friend gave me a 3D printed necklace, printed using desktop printers. Printed using these home machines. I knew that these printers are much more accessible and much more cheaper than the one we use at my internship. So I looked at the necklace and then I thought, if I can print a necklace using these printers, why not print my clothes from home too? I really liked the idea that I didn't have to go to the market and just pick fabrics that someone else chose to sell. I could just design them and print them directly from home. I found a small makerspace where I learned everything I know about 3D printing. Right away, they literally gave me the key to the lab so I could experiment into the night every night. The main challenge that was very hard to solve was to find the right filaments to print clothes with. So what is filament? Filament is the material you feed a printer with. And I spent a month or so experimenting with PLA, which is a hard and scratchy, breakable material. The breakthrough came when I was introduced to Filaflex, which is a new kind of filament. It's strong, yet very flexible. And with it, I was finally able to print my first garment, the red jacket that had the word liberté, freedom in French, embedded into it. So here you can see it. I decided to put the word liberté because I felt so empowered and free when I could just design this jacket and then print it by myself. But think about it, now I can actually email you this jacket and you can easily change the word to something else. The home printer's plate are small, so I had to piece all the garment together, just like a puzzle. And I wanted to print textile. I wanted to solve this another challenge. I wanted to use the fabric just like in regular way. So that's when I found an open source file from an architect who designed this pattern that I love, and with it I was able to print this beautiful piece of textile that actually looks a little bit like lace. So I took his design and I modified it and changed it and made many versions out of it. And I needed to print another 1,500 more hours, which is 62 days. So I just brought 6 printers to my house and I was just printing 24/7. And this sounds like a very slow process. But let's remember, the internet was significantly slower 20 years ago. So you can imagine that this technology will also accelerate, and in no time you'll be able to printing t-shirt at home in just a couple of hours or even minutes. I believe that 3D printing may change the world of fashion completely. Imagine what the fashion industry will look like when every customer will be able to buy and print their clothes from home. Imagine personalized clothes that fit exactly to the customer's body. Imagine uploading your design and immediately having millions of people download and print them directly from home. Just like the music industry, digitalization of clothing will have a huge impact. And just recently, Ray Kurzweil, a very well-known futurist who predicted the rise of internet and also the mobile phones, said that people will 3D print personalized clothing in their house in just 10 years. And that will happen in 2014. We're getting close. I want to keep on working on 3D printed clothes and turn my vision into a reality. My fashion collection was the first to be printed using desktop printers. Some items here are more wearable than others. The materials may seem to be a bit basic, but I believe that in only a few years, we will have the material that will feel like cotton or silk or leather. And then I wanted to extend my collection, which was inspired by the Paralympic dress. And in only 1 year, I printed this full new collection, and the printing time became 3 times faster. And now I wanted to bring this opportunity to more people. So one of the items of my new collection is actually the world first 3D printed garment that you can ever buy online. And I've decided to challenge myself and to open this beautiful bomber jacket and give it to a limited edition of like 100 jackets. And creating this jacket that I'm actually wearing. So every customer is able to customize it completely, as well as get it to the exact measurement. This is going to be the first jackets that you can actually see the simulation and then customize it to your measurements and preferences. I'm also planning to open source some of my designs from my first collection, so people will be able to experiment with 3D print clothes by themselves. And I hope after this lecture, you'll be one of them. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope you enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, everyone.